Hey everyone, Duval's Pool's back with another video, and I'm going to give y'all my 2020 Summerslam predictions for tonight's show, and it should be coming on in about an hour or so. I think it's 8 matches on the card, and what we'll start with is the Raw Tag Title match, and that's the Street Profits, who are the champs, versus Angel Garza and Andrade with Selena Vega, and I'm guessing Bianca Belair is going to be with her husband, or the Street Profits. I don't know if that match is on the pre-show or if it's going to be on the main card, but obviously it's probably just a filler match to make sure that they defend their titles. You know, they have been doing the storyline of who poisoned, Montez Ford and stuff, so I would think that they're just going to make the Street Profits retain here, and this is probably a longer feud than what we're getting on this one match in this pay-per-view. I can see this match going, having another rematch next week at the other pay-per-view, Payback, or possibly having Angel Garza and Andrade splitting up after this match, after it doesn't go right. That's a possibility as well. The next match is Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville, and it's a no DQ. It was a hair versus hair match, but now it's a no DQ loser leaves WWE match. And both of them are pretty talented. Obviously, one has had some stuff go on in the past week, and the other one, is in a storyline as being Otis's boyfriend on screen, or girlfriend on screen. Not boyfriend. And she already had her hair cut some. I honestly like that they switched it, because I don't think either one would have really looked that good, with the shaved head. So I'm kind of glad they did this angle. Now, that's kind of see what they'll do. Loser leaves WWE. Are they really going to leave WWE? Probably not. They'll probably find their way back. But honestly, I could see, this is where Otis helps Mandy somehow. Mandy's probably going to win. It's probably going to be one of the shorter matches on the card. And probably one of... I would have to probably say it's probably going to... Out of all the other matches, I think it's probably going to be the worst wrestle match on the card, maybe. And that's, that depends on how Dominic does later on in the street fight, which that's what we'll talk about next, is the street fight with Dominic Mysterio making his debut versus Seth Rollins, and Rey Mysterio, his father, will be in his corner. They were talking about two different options about whether Dominic will win and celebrate with his father, after having help from his father. They're also having rumors of maybe he'll join Seth Rollins after and turn on his father. I don't know. I would like to see just Dominic win. I'm not really that big of a fan of him, but I would like to see, Seth Rollins carry him in a good match and make Dominic look like a star. So, I know he's young and really doesn't have a lot of stuff under his belt, but this could help him in the future, of becoming a WWE superstar for full time. So I'm going to pick Dominic to win in the street fight, and to celebrate with his father after. The next match is the U.S. title match, and it's MVP versus Apollo Crews, and this one's pretty simple to pick. Obviously, her business is banned from ringside, so that was the only way I was thinking MVP was going to win somehow. He's actually only back because he has performed great. He's good on the mic and stuff. Because he is well past his prime, but he still is good, doing good. So, I'm going to pick Apollo to win in a good average match. There's rumors of Brock Lesnar coming back, starting a feud with Bobby Lashley, or, maybe Goldberg would come back and start a feud with Lashley. Who knows? But that's yeah, I'm gonna pick Apollo Crews in a, decent 10-minute match. Then we'll get to the women's titles, Raw and SmackDown women's title. Asuka's fighting both of them. Asuka versus Bayley obviously is going to be the first one because the Beat the Clock challenge. I think Bayley's going to win. Either way, I think one's going to win and one's going to lose, and it's going to cause friction between the two. And then they're going to end up fighting each other later on. I honestly think it's going to be Bayley who wins because she's had it for so long. I don't. Why end her over 300 day reign like that instead of having a build up of maybe Sasha Banks dethroning her. That would make more sense. And Sasha Banks hasn't had it for that long, and she cheated to really win the title because Kairi, that was so funny. But yeah, I see Bayley winning the SmackDown one, and then Asuka coming, fighting Asuka getting up and then fighting Sasha Banks right after the match, and somehow catching her in the Asuka lock, not the bank statement, Asuka lock, and then catching Sasha Banks quick. I don't think the second match is going to be as long as the Bayley one. Although it could surprise me, they could have two, she could have a 40-minute match for both matches, like 20 minutes and 20 minutes. You never know. I don't know what Asuka's stamina is like. Then again, you never know. They could both retain, and Asuka could walk out with no title. And then, WWE pulled a swerve. But I think she's going to win the Raw one, the Raw Women's title back. The next match is going to be the SmackDown Universal title, and that's the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus the Monster Braun Strowman, who shaved his head and made himself look weird. I would love Braun to retain. Obviously the Fiend lost to Goldberg, so if the Fiend lost to Goldberg and Braun beat Goldberg, obviously Braun should be able to beat the Fiend, but WWE's writing, it's not probably going to happen. The Fiend's probably going to somehow win and get the title back, and obviously it's going to be because of Alexa Bliss is going to get involved, probably as a Sister Abigail character or whatever, but I'm picking the Fiend to win, even though I want Strowman to retain. And last but not least is the WWE Championship. It's Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre has been a great champion. He dethroned Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He had his WrestleMania moment, even though it wasn't in front of a crowd, which kind of sucks. But hopefully they'll let him win the title next year when the COVID's over, and he could win in front of the crowd again and get his moment. But right now, I think they can do two things. They could either let him, McIntyre win somehow and, pull a swerve, and then Randy complain and want to get a rematch next weekend at Payback, or Randy is going to cheat somehow to win because they're talking about interference by Flair, Edge, Christian, Michaels. Any of those people could interfere. Even Brock could come out and cost Drew McIntyre the title because he's mad about how he lost the title. But yeah, I'm picking Randy as an upset for this match. A lot of people are probably not saying it's an upset because he's the 13-time champion, but I'm gonna pick Randy to win the title. Yeah, so I think that's all. I don't think they're going to add any more on there. They were talking about adding a Matt Riddle versus King Corbin match, but I think that's going to take place on SmackDown. And I would have picked probably Riddle because Corbin lets everybody beat him. He's a stepping stone. And, Jeff Hardy just won the IC title on Friday from AJ Styles, so I don't think they're going to have a rematch. They could have one, but I don't think they are. I think they just waited for SmackDown and had it on there for a reason. But yeah, that's my predictions for SummerSlam 2020. like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next video. And enjoy the pay-per-view. Thank you and have a good day.